Lead yourself first. If you're leading a team and your mornings feel rushed, this message is for you. Because the way you begin your morning often determines the kind of leader you'll be the rest of the day. When I was a young store manager, I thought leadership began the moment I walked through the front door. I was wrong. Leadership begins long before anyone else sees you. The quality of your leadership is often determined by how well you prepare yourself before the day begins. Over the years, I've noticed something about the best leaders I've known. They weren't constantly reacting, they were preparing. Before they led others, they led themselves. I've learned this lesson slowly. Early in my career, I woke up thinking about sales goals, staffing problems, customer complaints, and everything waiting for me at work. By the time I arrived, my mind was already racing. I was starting the day reacting instead of leading. Everything changed when I began creating margin before the day started. Today, my mornings look very different. Almost every morning begins with a walk. I value the exercise, but the greater purpose is preparing my heart. Before emails, before phone calls, meetings, or before all the noise, I spend time with God. I read scripture, I pray, I think. Sometimes I walk in silence and just listen to the quietness. I found I listen more clearly before the rest of the world starts talking. One verse has guided me through the countless mornings. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. That's Proverbs 3:5. It reminds me leadership isn't about carrying every burden by myself. It's about beginning the day with the one who already knows what the day holds. I've also learned great leaders ask themselves better questions every morning. Who needs encouragement? Who needs my time? What is the most important decision I'll face? Am I building people, or am I simply managing problems? Those questions change the way you enter every meeting. Experience has taught me intentional morning leads to clearer decisions, better communication, and less unnecessary stress. You rarely drift into becoming your best, you prepare for it. One of the biggest leadership mistakes is believing your calendar determines your day. It doesn't. Your priorities determine your day. When you don't decide what matters most before the day begins, the day decides for you. I've carried one leadership principle with me for years. First you build the people, then the people build the business. I've realized something important. That principle starts with me. Every morning I decide whether I'm becoming the person my team needs me to be. Because here's the truth. You don't consistently give away what you don't possess. When you begin the day anxious, your anxiety affects others. When your thinking lacks clarity, confusion enters your decisions. When you feel discouraged, encouraging someone else becomes harder. Leadership flows from who you are before it flows through what you do. So let me leave you with one question. Who are you becoming before you ask anyone else to follow you? Remember this, the best leaders don't simply prepare for the day, they prepare themselves for the day. First you build the people, then the people build the business. This is real life leadership and lessons from Steve's Corner Office, where faith meets leadership.